Hi, Julie.
Hey, Baraj. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How's everything with you?
Oh, really good. The corn report looks like it's tanking.
That's right. That's right. So 313 actually now. I was trying to get on their website to read the crop report. Oh, there it is finally. So now it's showing up. Still got a lot of text to kind of read through, but we'll get these numbers out in a few moments. But Julie, just wanted to introduce you real briefly. Julie Wade, one of our Combine participants, as well as owner and operator of J Auto Trading Strategies. So today she's going to be covering trading volatility with volume profile and higher time frame trends. And Julie, just wanted to welcome you here, and was wondering if there was anything you wanted to add to your biography, anything you wanted to mention before you get started. And I'm going to post up in the lounge here. It's going to be the join.me/Topstep Trader link so that you can all view Julie Wade's charts. So I'm going to post that in the link here, or in the lounge rather. If you click that link, you can see the charts that Julie has posted up, and we can follow along with the presentation.
Hey, Baraj. Good afternoon. No, that's fine. Thank you for the very generous introduction. I'm trading a couple of combines and put together a trading strategy to trade in my combine, and have had success with it this week. So thought I would share, my system methodology. It's called Do You Want to Hit the Side of a Barn Trading Strategy? Because it
It's a good name. I like
it's a
it.
good name. So if all the conditions are there, that's the barn, then that's what you aim for. So
Very good.
absolutely.
Well, sounds great to me. I've posted up the link right now in the lounge. I see people joining in. So if you just click that link that I posted in the lounge, the chat room, join.me/Topstep Trader, you can see Julie's charts. And without further interruptions for me, Julie, the floor is all yours. If you need anything from me, just let me know. I will be opening up questions in the lounge in a few minutes, and then whenever you want to start fielding those is up to you. But floor is all yours, Julie.
Oh, thanks, Faraj. Just watching corn at the moment because that big crop production report came out. The market is on a weekly low, multi-year weekly low. Let me, uh, well, I don't want to pull over that chart, but trust me, it's on like a 2-year weekly low as far back as my data is going on my chart today. I'll have to go back and look at it, but this looks very tradable. We're used to trading crude, so for a big report like that, um, oops, let me put this on my bar direction so you can see that this has made a uptrend, broke through the previous range, so my volatilities are now going counter trend to the higher time frame trend, which is very bearish all morning. And so now we have the new crop information and starting to get a little bit bullish there. So it'll be interesting to watch and see if this continues to rally up. It would have a very long way to rally up. So we were at multi-year lows. So basically what I'm doing is trading, let me pull up the website and show you. You're aware, obviously, for the risk disclosures and the hypothetical performance disclaimer, which is on the website. Please recognize that this is very real. You can lose your money in a heartbeat in these markets, and past performance is not indicative of future results. So what I do basically is I put together a higher time frame condition to trade pullbacks on. And you can look at my conditions on my website. I put the entire methodology on there. But this is what I'm looking for, trading multi-bar pullbacks. This is yesterday's E-mini. And on a higher time frame, so when I have a higher time frame filter, I put right there on my market analyzer, and it tells me what the market conditions are going to be. And so I would pull up gold, for instance. This morning was very bullish in gold again. So you can then focus on the market that you want to trade. So by focusing on the highest time frame trending condition that you can get weekly, daily at a minimum to even consider looking at it, and then you want the lower time frames to be in agreement. So when that condition is met, then you make sure you have a higher high and higher low already in. Sometimes I like to go on these volatility breaks, but after that first pullback after a new volatility break, this is the sweetheart setup of all setups. This is that second entry with trend that is the nirvana of the trading world. So, and look at what a nice 1, 2, 3 that was. So that's what I'm looking for. And when I find that condition, my volatility is in line with my higher time frame trend. And then I kick it down on a lower time frame. I don't really have these charts in the right order, do I? But that's okay. You get the point. I wait for those pullbacks, and this works in any market, in any, it's fractal. You can put this on a weekly chart, but definitely day tradable, and you can trade to your levels. I always like to look at the higher high, the previous close, and the low, the previous low on my chart at a minimum. Open, high, low, close. And watch out for gap runs. But when you can get these elements together, that's what I want to trade. So I'm just trading those. And then I wait for the strategy to execute my signal. So I don't even have to worry about when to get in. If the condition is met and everything is in place, that's how I have my template put together to trade these. And chart after chart, you can scroll through my various charts. I've been putting these together for a long time now. And it works in up and down conditions. So the biggest accomplishment that I ever did for myself was putting these bars together. It's a custom bar, and I can match the volatility of the bar to the volatility of the market. Okay, so I can create my bar size, and once I have my bar size, I know what that stop is going to be. And when I have a trending condition, then I just come in and trail that. That's nirvana. That's your trailing condition, and you can put this on multi-time frames. Like I said, you can go up or down. But that's very simple. I know my volatility levels. I know when I break out of a level and then it runs. That's what you're looking for. This is what happens in crude all the time. Here's the soybeans from July 29th. So, I mean, this is just a repeatable pattern. It's not me thinking the market's going to go up, down, sideways, whatever. It's a repeatable pattern that I've been able to identify and isolate when that condition happens. That's what I'm looking for. This is what it looks like. Burn that print in my mind. I want those pullbacks, and then I enter with trend. So that's how I have my software set up. And here's the market. My performance this week is here. I've made $28.79 this week. I'm running 2 accounts, though. I do have to say they're about even, or they were yesterday. I'm running a $100,000 account and a $50,000 account, and I want to fund both of them. And then I'd like people to subscribe to my room, because then we can all trade this strategy and get a bunch of people funded and stay funded with it. So that's the thought. So if anyone's interested, you know where to find me. And this is what I'm doing, and I'm very obvious about it. I don't think you can, manipulate standard deviation. Let me show you how I'm doing all of this. You start with a range, whether it's momentum or price, and I can do things with that range. I can extend a signal out, and once a condition is met, if I want to go long, I can extend it, I can wait for that condition to trigger on my bar. They don't all work. nothing is perfect in trading, or we wouldn't be here. Somebody would be ruling the earth already. But it's a good enough strategy, as you see, that once you find a condition that's being met, right now it's choppy. Do you see the red, white? The volatility bands are chopping. That's not a trend condition. I can show you what that looks like over here. This whole market just sold off, and I can't even find a trend condition. Let me change my bar. And this is the best part of what I'm doing, is I can modify my bar to match the volatility. And so this puts the odds in my favor. My edge is these bars and matching the volatility. So I trade the volatility, and I will fit my bar to find it. There we go. See? So that's what I'm trying to do, and get in and then trail it as long as possible until you get that possible change in direction. And do you see the momentum? The momentum is not going down anymore. And this looks like a head and reverse, inverse head and shoulders to me. There's your left shoulder, and here's your head, and here's your right shoulder possibly. So I'm always looking for chart patterns. I'm looking for trend line breaks that will clue me in that there might be a change in direction. So I look for classical chart patterns, and I know that we're on multi-year lows. Here comes some distribution or accumulation, excuse me. There's some accumulation right there with these wicks. So here's a divergence. So I'd be looking for that bar to keep going, but this, it would be counter trend, so I could not take a long trade. I have to stay with the program and keep trading short. But I require a higher time frame trend, and let me show you my other chart right here. I put like a really higher time frame chart on here, and so I'm only looking for shorts in here. This will have to turn green for me to get long with my strategy. So that's why I avoid trading tops and bottoms. I wait for the higher time frame to go ahead and print that candle and get above my value area. Here's my 25% of that range. And I think this is the weekly profile. Or let me look, see what I've got. I'm always trading volume profile, and I'm looking at that 25% value area. It's a daily. Let me put this on a weekly. But definitely, if it's below that 25% value area, instead of a 68%, I use a 25% because I'm using my VWAP, upper and lower distribution, as my other range. But if it's below this, I only really want to be shorting. If it's, if it's doing a retracement, I know where it's going, and I'll be waiting for trend continuation back in the trade off of these areas. So that's my volume profile portion to it. It's just very, very standard. And I watch, like Hogue says, those opening drives. If they're directional, you do need to be paying attention to that and not be looking for a gap run. But you need to be trading with that direction all day as long as possible. And don't counter trend trade. So once I started trading with the higher time frame trend, I started making money. And it's just very easy. It's like hitting the side of a barn. I've got my higher time frame trend, all the same color. I know which way I'm going to go. I don't have to worry about it. Then I can come over here and match my volatility to my bar size, and then try to participate in that with an even lower time frame. I could come back in here and drop this down to like a 2.4 or 2.3. 2.3 is 5 ticks, which is good for crude. 2.4 is good for the E-mini. 4-4 is good for the NQ. It's got a bit of a wider range. You want a bit of a wider bar. But you see it's very nice trade opportunities when you know the direction you want to be going in. This does look like it's turned, so be careful trading against current volatility. I take care of that on my template. Instead of reversals, I have an inflection short, and that won't trade that condition. If it's against volatility, it won't trade it, only with. So there are multiple settings for you to use, including the momentum indicator. And this, like I said, it took me a long time to come together, sit down and ask myself, if I'm going to be trading, do I have to be as smart as the market and get every single bottom or top or figure out if it's going to bounce at a value high or value low? Once I stopped trying to do all of that and second guess where the market was going to go, and if I waited for a with trend condition to set up, I could pick out the targets, because that's something that my experience sitting in Topstep's room with all of those, you pick the close days that I participated in. You pick the 2 o'clock close, you pick the 3 o'clock close, got me looking for those profit targets. And I got really good at identifying these levels that the algorithms seem to respond to on an everyday basis, whether it's a pivot point or a Fibonacci or whatever it is. And when they match my volatility areas, I just started putting the 2 and 2 together and started making money all of a sudden. So I know that I'm only 20 minutes into the session. Is there any other, this sort of looks like it's petered out. Is there another market that anybody wants to look at? I can look over here and see what the biggest soybean mills are really selling off. So let's look at soybeans. That may give us a better bang for our buck and get something that's actually moving. Corn looks like, because when you get a market that's already on its multi-year lows, it's very hard to trade that. And that would not be very prudent to do so in the combine account anyway. Trust me, I know that. I was trading some oil at the bottom of its market, and it's just, you need to grow another pair to do that. So here is the soybean trades. Don't those look nice? The methodology for taking the trades off the table, you're really trying to trend trade this volatility band as much as possible. But if you would like a narrower stop, then a 2-bar trail can be done. And as you see, that would not have kicked in here. You would have stayed in this trade and still staying in it. You want to close above or below a 2-bar trail. So I guess that's a 3-bar. But or you can break the first volatility band, and as you see, that happens frequently, so you get knocked in and out. But you do get out early by doing that. You just pay a little bit more in commissions. So are there any questions?
Yeah, I do see a couple of questions here. First one was, I think it was actually a little bit higher. I think it was from Loki Trader. So Loki was wondering, what indicators is Julie using? So I do see some of the Bloodhound partner indicators that you use. Could you talk about some of the specific indicators that you put together?
Absolutely, absolutely. Good question. The first thing I have is NinjaTrader. You have to have this award-winning platform just to be able to get my templates. And it is an award-winning platform. And once you get NinjaTrader, you get a whole bunch of indicators that you can get that comes with the platform. And then the NinjaTrader has a support forum that you can also get other indicators at to complement and add to it. And then you can become members of Futures.io, and they have a whole bunch of indicators that you can put in your library, indicator library. So NinjaTrader, if you're not familiar with it, is an open source platform that you can trade stocks, futures, and Forex. And my templates will work on stocks, they will work on futures, they will work on Forex. Right now they don't work on options, but I'm working on getting an API so I can do that through Rhythmic, which I'm very excited about. Rhythmic, in case you don't know, has a fabulous platform, and I'm going to be showing you RTrader in just a minute. But and that comes through Topstep Trader. So thank you, Topstep Trader, for providing Rhythmic for us. It is wonderful. But these indicators that I have, this is a market analyzer that comes with NinjaTrader, and I run an add-on called Bloodhound. Bloodhound is an indicator add-on package for NinjaTrader from a third-party vendor that you have to purchase. And I am a partner of Bloodhound. So you can purchase through me, actually, for a $20 savings. But you can purchase it or you can lease it, both NinjaTrader and Bloodhound. So when you can purchase or lease my templates too, and I have a trade room. But the indicator Bloodhound allowed me to come in without coding. Let me show you the website. There is a tab on my website that explains Bloodhound. And once you get Bloodhound, you're able to create your own strategies also, and logic, and start playing around with creating your own. And my customers buy my templates because they're great templates, number one, and it's like starting your template library. So that allows you to come in and put signals in per your conditions. So I set my system up that you see on my website and have this template. So instead of you spending the 50 hours or 100 hours to figure it out, I sat through all the videos and sat in the classes and put the 10,000 hours in to, go through all of this. And I have a template, so you can skip all that, get a template, and then start building your own, but save you a bunch of time and energy. But I have this is a momentum indicator on the bottom. I purchased a book a long time ago, William Blau's Momentum, Direction, and Divergence. I highly recommend it. If anyone asks me what a good trading book is, William Blau, B-L-A-U, Momentum, Direction, and Divergence. And this really turned around my methodology as far as filtering trades and looking for entries. So the momentum indicator is available. The templates, trading templates, I have different ones. I have another one also, my direction guide strategy, which is not on this platform right now, but you can see the screenshots of it, or I can show it to you later. Another fabulous indicator. My first really big accomplishment of my life was building that direction guide template. So these are add-ons through NinjaTrader, to make a long story short, and it's something I created myself. So these are my products. I'm putting these together and created my own sort of trading templates. I'm also working on an algorithm that will auto-trade based on these conditions. So that's what I'm working on now. And Blackbird is coming out very soon. Zach and Jeremy are geniuses, let me tell you. No question in my mind, they should be getting the Nobel Prize for traders with what they're doing, both with Bloodhound, that just puts this whole trading realm in the hands of anyone with an internet connection and a computer. So it's fabulous. But they built Blackbird to manage your trade. So you have a trade designer. I don't know how else to call it, but you can put any number of conditions in, anything from as simple as 2-bar or 3-bar trailing, which no one can do. You can't do that in NinjaTrader now. You have to give it a money or a tick, profit and loss. And now we can actually trail 2 or 3 bars or ATR trail, and then have a different stop or exit strategy, and multi-entering. So you can do multiple stages. So you could look at your chart and say, this report was coming out. If yesterday 127 gets a signal within 3 bars, execute an extra position. So you can layer on just like you would, from an Autobot, either through numbers of bars or just as standard trailing mechanism. But it's a trade designer, and you can save, whatever settings you come up with. There's an endless number of possibilities available to the retail trader now through this software. So we're so lucky to have this software. And so I'll be working on my auto trading bot so that when the condition comes how I want it to come, and it's probably going to be the inflection short and not take all of them, but just take the meat of the meat. So here's the meat of the meat. Trades, every single one of these were a winner. And you just keep increasing. Once you get the concept that that's what we're looking for, that's when this starts happening. Very easy. So if you let the program take the trades for you, show you the signals, instead of me trying to decide, well, I'm going to get short here because it's at the line, or I'm going to do this. Wait for the signal to happen, and that's what what I was saying at the very beginning. The best thing I've ever done was be able to get the signal to occur on the bar change. So I think that once I was able to get that part down, then I knew that I'd be okay. So there's that. And so it works on beans, it works on other markets. The ES is more of a reversion to the mean market, so it really has to be in a trending condition like yesterday was, because once it starts going sideways like it has been for the last month, or actually for most of this year, it's gone sideways really. It doesn't work well at all. Don't trade the strategy in a sideways market. That's why the market analyzer is the biggest thing on my chart, because I only want to be going to markets that are moving in one direction. And this net change on my market analyzer is an algorithm I have for a range expansion. So when I get that higher time frame trending condition and a range expansion, I know to definitely look at that market like the soybeans are right now. So this market, no doubt, will close on its low today. Just look at that. Just amazing. So, and you don't have to take everything. That's, once you start trading this, my biggest sin is not staying in long enough. But, I know how to come in and grab stuff, or I'm definitely a goal-oriented girl, and I know where my intraday targets are, and I'll just trade to those and think, it's over or something. And, I could have had much more. So my bad is I get out too soon, but I'm working on that. I'm working on really adhering to a total system. One thing about Bloodhound that's nice for the Blackbird is I can put a high watermark in there. So I can say I want $1,000 a day. If I make more, great, keep going. But if I get a drawdown, I want to exit the strategy and not trade anymore if I get below $750 in my account for the day. So I love that. So I know that I'm going to keep money, because I'm going to be trading in multiple markets. So I have soybeans up. So I'm going to be looking for companion trades. Like I'm already looking at that meal. So here's the soybean meal. I want both of those markets because I'm a greedy girl, because I know that these markets are correlated. And if I got one market moving in one direction, I want multiple strategies that are going to trade multiple markets, and I want to take trades in both. I haven't done that yet as much as I want to. That's going to be my next level. And so there's my three trades in the soybean mill. It looks just the same, right? Yes, absolutely. So the trades are going to look the same. The only thing you have to be, careful of is what market am I in and what contract month, right? Because this is, all we're going to be looking at. This is our field, our playing field. And so once you get a good condition like today, don't hesitate to double up. You can put these strategies on your chart and you'll have them in your strategies button, and you can have like 4 or 5 going. And when I get the Autobot going, I'm going to have to be like a conductor from an orchestra, because I'm going to be conducting my algorithms that are running, because they're going to be firing off in whatever market my condition exists in. And you already know what that is, because I'm telling you, this is my condition. I want to go get the trades. And that's all I'm doing. It's not rocket science. So I'm telling the bot to do the same thing and do it in more than one market. And so I'll have to be sitting here and watching my dashboard and making sure that I can set it up for a per market loss. I can set it up for a global loss, or profit. I don't know why I would want to set a profit target. I would never do that, because you want to keep making money. But you can set that watermark. You can say, don't let it get below $1,000 if I've already made 1,000. You can set up anything you want. And that can be across one market or all markets. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with it. So I can't wait for it to come out of beta. And I will be offering, because I'm a partner, thank God. Thank you, Jeremy, I should say, very much for allowing me to be a value-added reseller for Bloodhound and Blackbird, because they're fabulous products, and I want to introduce it to as many people as possible, because we are having success with it. And I want to share my success with you. So what is else in their garage for the questions?
Very good. So, let's see. I think I see another question from Sue H. She's asking, to join Julie's trade room, do I need to purchase her trading package, or can I just see it in the trading room?
You can see it in the trading room. I am a Ninja partner, educational partner as well. You can join the trade room without purchasing anything. If you, get in, see it for a week or two, get the system down, you can certainly stay as long as you like trading that way. Most of my customers have purchased because then they can trade it on their own whenever in Globex. I'm only available for a certain amount of time in the morning, 7:30 to 10:30. But you'll want to have this software so you can trade it in Globex, or after 10:30 in the morning when I stop trading. But there's no better job in the world, trading from 7:30 to 10:30 in the morning, basically, and getting results like these, and just doing it stress-free, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have to worry about what the market's doing or where. I want to be aware of it, but this is all I'm looking for. I'm looking for repeatable signals after pullbacks. These are 2-bar pullbacks. These are multi-bar pullbacks, and that's what I'm looking for. And I want momentum divergence. Do you see this? Wait, let me pull this up, because it's kind of hard to see. I can't do it. There. Make this as obvious as possible. Do you see that? Do you see that? And then let me push it back down. And then, do you see how this is a double top? But look at your divergence. So this right here, I pick these off. I love these. I love them. I love them. I love them. That is my trade. That is my thank you trade. This is my mom indicator. So this is what I want, especially when I'm in a short trend. You know, this is where you put 10, or, you know, you put as much as you can on it. And I know that it's sort of weird because I'm sitting here going back to the chart and pointing this out to you, but this is straight out of the box momentum that I've smoothed. I mean, this works over and over and over again. And in any, look at this divergence coming up. This is pure momentum. So you might have wanted to get in on this one, and that would have failed on you. So like momentum, a single instance of divergence doesn't work all the time. But I tell you what, if I get a failure on a momentum divergence and I get that second one, I can, this is like martingale, right? I can put double the amount on that one because I know that's going to be the winner if I got a failure. But that's why I put a top and bottom reversal on my chart so that I could find these bottom reversals. And this is good to use for the indexes when I'm trading the E-mini and I want to find these tops and bottoms, not so much for soybean or crude, but I shouldn't be telling you to counter trend trade. We are trend traders. So we are looking for shorts only. But momentum is definitely something I'm always watching. And what I will do is just not take any more shorts, expecting a pullback. That's the proper way to say it, because we're trend traders. We want this big, long move. Because I would rather have this big, long move than a short reversal any day of the week.
Very good. Thank you, Julie. Got a couple more questions here. One is from Loki. Loki's asking, if we have Ninja and Bloodhound Ultimate, how do I get my market analyzer to look just like yours?
What was the question again? I'm sorry. When you get
Loki Trader's asking, if we have Ninja and Bloodhound Ultimate, how do I get my market analyzer to look like yours?
Well, I have the template for you. If you just go to my website, I don't want to be I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, I didn't really try to come out here and sell you guys a bunch of stuff, but if you are interested, you can read about the strategy. It's very simple. You don't have to pay me a dime. It's right here. I'm telling you how to basically trade it. I do have a custom bar type that I use, and if you purchase any of my templates or indicators, I'm giving you the custom bar type. I'm not selling you the custom bar type. It's part of the package. And where did my indicator go? Right there. $50. What a deal. I sell you the template for the market analyzer. $50. And it's PayPal. It's right there on my website. Just order it and you'll have this on your chart.
Very good. Thank you, Julie. See another question here from Loki Trader wondering, what time zone are you in?
Chicago.
All right, so Central Time. Excellent.
Central.
And JG Era has, I think, the last question here so far. It says, Julie, when volatility conditions change in any market, how do you adjust the size of Renko charts to set your stops and targets?
Well, that's a great question. I look for a market behaving in this volatility. And if I start seeing a bunch of chop, let's find a market that's choppy, and I'll show you what that looks like. Here's a choppy market. So the data is loading. So you can just click on your market analyzer and it changes your charts.
Okay.
There's a lot of calculations, and we're streaming, so give it just a few more minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine does the same sometimes.
Well, and I've got too many charts open, and I've never loaded this data before, so it's having to load a lot. I don't trade the ZF. But you basically can see volatility that's up and down. Let me close this so we can see it. Oops. Okay. Let me get the market profile off of here so we can see what we're doing. Okay. Do you see how it broke the volatility coming down and then it's whipsawing back up? This is a very choppy, volatile market. So the volatility is not working. Do you see how it's going up and down, chopping through it? So very choppy, volatile market. So I would look at that and say, I'm not trading that. That looks horrible. If I were to trade it, I would have to increase my bar size to make it tradable. So let's try a 1020 bar and look at that. That's 30 cents. That would be $300 per bar. And so you maximize it to, and I don't have enough data in here. This is a new market that I'm not used to trading. This isn't going to be the best example. So you widen your bar and you try to see if you can get a trend. So that's better, but you can see that we're in a range. So this is a perfect example of sell the high and buy the low of a range. So once you widen your bar out, you're going to be able to see whether you have a trending condition or a ranging condition and where you're at. So once you know that you're in a ranging condition and you got that first reversal, you're just going to be trading to the top of the range. You don't trade my strategy. So I need to go to a different market. Let's go to nat gas. That was trending down very hard, and we'll see what it's done today. Okay, very good example. You see how it was behaving inside of here, but getting a little bit choppy at the volatility levels. I had a great trend, but it was giving me fake out breakouts. I'd rather not endure those fake out breakouts. Can you see this first one here at 6 o'clock? I didn't know if you could see my mouse. This one right there. So what I would do is come in and make my bar smaller to fit inside that because I'm breaking out of it. So I would say an 816. Let's try that. There we go. That got better. Do you see how it stayed in a little bit longer? That got me out and in time. If I want to make it bigger, I can. There's even better, staying with the trade for as long as possible. So that's what I try to do. I try to get the volatility to match, what was happening as much as possible within a reasonable amount, of risk, realizing that here's my stop. That's a hell of a lot of a drawdown. That's how people get in trouble trend trading, is setting these too wide and not getting out on a break of this level. This is your level that you don't want to break. You want to close above it. So your first close above it, you just get out and then wait for either a continuation. This was too long in the tooth. I bet if I put my, yeah, see this? This is what I'm looking at right here. This is why my system rocks, because I'm not going to be buying this short because look at the momentum. And then once this volatility here breaks to the upside, I can know that my trend has flipped and I'm only looking long, or it's going to reverse right here and come back down with the trend. So that's I hope that helps you understand how to, and once you match your volatility, you can come in with a lower bar size. Then you can come back in here with your, if you want a 15-cent bar, 5 tick, 10 reversal, that'll be a $150 bar. Much more manageable for your combine account. And this is where you can set your trades and then just be hitting these. You want to hit your shorts. You see what I'm saying? And come inside and grab the trades. So I hope I'm helping you understand this. Once you find the volatility, you only trade that volatility direction and you wait for your pullbacks. And then you come inside of here and start grabbing these. You can back test this with NinjaTrader's platform for maximum favorable excursions by setting different profit targets, and your stop, you can run a 2-bar trail or you can run an ATR. I would recommend like a 10 bar ATR or something like that. Or this first super trend level that I have. So I give you all of this when you become a member and purchase my templates. You get my trade plan, which is not posted on the website. You get the rules and the trading methodology, but you don't get the specifics that I want to start using. So that is it in a nutshell. And when you see it go sideways, red, green, red, green, red, green, you just sit on your hands. This is no longer a trending condition. This is a bottoming condition. This is a bumpy bottom. That's trending. That's bumpy bottom. So don't even trade it. See, we've already passed the yesterday high. This market's turning around. Thank God. Another one off of its lows. So, and here's your, look at this, Barrage. I'm not making this stuff up. Look at this. There's your divergence. Here's your double bottom. So, and here's your trend continuation trades. And you want to be trading this. Then you just wait for your pullback and you're going to take your next one.
Very good, Julie. Appreciate all the answering of questions here.
You're still unclear? He's saying he's still unclear on how to choose the Renko size to trade. Well, you know, Renko is, my custom Renko has a 98 offset. I don't know if you noticed that. And that means that I'm limiting the close. A normal Renko is like a half the size of the reversal, but that gives you an artificial close, an artificial open. My bar is customized that my open is only going to be 1 tick off that close. So I can set the bar to whatever size risk I want. If I want to trade $150 risk, I can put this on like a 5-10 or 8 and 8, a 16, something thereabout. And that gives me different ways to trade the trade. The higher time frame that I'm looking for is I'm looking for a fit inside a larger volatility structure, and then I want a smaller volatility structure to be inside this first volatility indicator. You see how my volatility indicator goes sideways here? But I fit the bars to match the current volatility. It's just a matter of adjusting the size of the bar to make it whatever I want it to be. I can adjust this bar any way I want. So it depends on what chart size I want to trade. If I'm looking for a higher time frame chart, you know, if you think about the markets, like if you've got a 10-cent price, so like one tick is $10, 10 ticks is $100, you want to be trading a 10-tick bar, so a 5-5, a 6-4 at the very minimum, something like that. And then you go up and you can trade 25 cent, 50 cents, so you can make a bar 25, 25, or you can make it any combination to get there. You can go 10, 40, you can do whatever you want. You fit the bar size to match the volatility. And then because markets are fractal, you can go and take a third or a half or a fourth of that bar size that you're using as your anchor chart to come in and out on that lower time frame and scoop the trades up in the direction of the higher time frame trend. And the markets are fractal. The whole anchor really behind this is trading with this higher time frame trend in that direction. So you find your market that's moving directionally, and then you pull up your lower time frame to trade it. So yeah, I hope that yeah, my Renko indicator, Loki, is customized. You can get Renko indicators through NinjaTrader support or through Big Mike's, but the one that I use is customized. It has a different algorithm customization, so I recommend mine that comes with my templates, but you can certainly do something very similar to what I'm doing on your own. It's, you know, volatility, in case you don't understand what volatility is a standard deviation of a range. And I set my ranges to capture a short-term volatility and a longer-term volatility. I want the price to always stay inside my longer-term band, but as much as possible within my short-term volatility. And you get more successful doing that on a higher time frame basis. Let me pull up a chart for you. Let me put up a different template on this chart, and I will show you something that will make this easier for you to see. I'm going to put this on the ES. So give this a second to populate. Okay, do you see how it's inside the lower time frame as much as possible? And once you're in a trending condition, and it's going to come down to the bottom, and then it's going to bounce back up and go in its direction. Now, whether it stays in that direction or not is subject to what my momentum is doing. I could be getting a reversal here or no momentum and show divergence or something, and I'll be looking for a failure. But otherwise, you just stay with the trend and momentum and only take those trades. But if you put this on a daily bar, this is what I wanted to show you. Do you see how this stayed in that range as long as possible? This is your sweet spot trade. You want my strategy on a daily bar because that's when you come in here and get the most from the market. So we're still going up. The only way that we should be trading the E-mini is long, because we're still in a very strong uptrend. The weekly, this is going to blow your mind. Look at that. That's why I have that yellow line up there. That's my volatility band, and it's at 2193.50. So that's sitting right before the 2200. So this is going to be the top of the market. I'm convinced. It's just, whether I'm going to get a tail, probably kicking off of it to set me start going down. But we're very close, at least to a temporary top, in my opinion. But I'm looking for this nirvana. I want my higher time frame on a daily or a weekly to be in this direction, and then I trade it when, because you can be in a retracement in this, and you do not want to be trading long during a retracement. Trust me, I don't care if it's in my short-term volatility or not. I want a bar close in the direction of my volatility and trend, higher time frame trend. And the bigger the bar size, the better that you can get that condition in. So don't always just be looking at a 5-minute chart, even though it works just as fine on a 5-minute chart. And do you see how choppy this is? And look at my volatility level, people. Are you seeing this? To the tick. I mean, there's a reason these are on my chart, and the reason I trade them. And see this up and down, up and down? This is the example I was trying to show you guys. You see all the wick? This just says stay out of it. Don't, just walk away and find another place to trade. There's no reason to just throw your money. It's like throwing money in the air. You have no idea whether this is going to go up or down. Even though I had a higher time frame all in one direction for the E-mini at that one point, but look at it now, it's all mixed and it's showing bearish. So you want a tradable market, one that's behaving. So once you find that condition, whatever that is, then you can knock it down to your Unirinco or your 1-minute bar or your range bar or whatever you want to, tick bar, volume bar, whatever bar makes you happiest. I use my Unirinco for a very good reason. It's because I can time the reversals and take them in the direction I want to go. So gold, absolutely. Gold was kicking ass, and I'm so mad that I didn't catch some of this week. Next week, I mean, the volatility has been great. Let me change my chart so I can find
Julie, just a quick heads up. Got about a minute before I have a hard stop, so
okay.
I just want to make sure you get in everything you wanted to say.
Okay.
If there's anything else you want to mention before
here, the gold market
goodbyes.
is just falling off a cliff. You see how it broke through the volatility level? So we've got this accumulation coming in, so it's very hard to keep selling into this. Just scalp it. Always watch for accumulation. These bars are wonderful. So I would not be shorting anymore. But gold absolutely flipped on a dime, didn't it? So watch for this pullback in gold on Monday. And put a Keltner channel on your chart. And every time that you get a if you're in a short market, every time that it gets up to this top channel and gives you a down signal, if you're in a short market, this is the trade you want, as you know. So be aware of where you are. I like a Keltner channel to help me do that, and I like market profile and volume profile, but I love my volatility. There's nothing better. So I'm trading momentum, volatility, and direction with higher time frame trend. No more tops and bottoms, I promise, Barrage. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Julie. I really appreciate the time that you took to go over all this stuff. See a lot of great stuff in your strategies, and clearly you've put a lot of time in researching this stuff. And hey, I know you know you've been practicing sticking with the rules of your strategy, and it seems to be paying off. So it's good to see. Would like to see you get funded soon, and hopefully all the people that use your strategy templates as well. But really great stuff, Julie. Just wanted to thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll probably catch up again next week if you're here in the lounge. And I guess until then, have a great afternoon and weekend.
Okay, Mirage. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you, Julie. Take care.